Hello, America. T-minus 53 hours until week 1 in college football 2019 is underway. Look at these three. Joey Galloway, David Pollack, Marcus Spears. They can hardly contain their glee. Boys, give me one word to describe your anticipation for the 2019 season.
I'm going exciting. I mean, what else would you say besides this is exciting to finally get started?
I'm going upset. There will be 2 or 3 upsets that will have us scratching our head throughout this college football season.
Yeah, I hear you guys. I'm excited. I'm jacked just like all y'all, but I'm going with predictable because I think the end of the movie, I've seen the credits before, cuz I've seen them.
I asked for one word. We just heard about 74. Buckle up, America. I got unpredictable. Week 1 is upon us, and we have some huge games to start us off. The top-ranked Clemson Tigers open their title defense Thursday night against first-year head coach Jeff Collins and Georgia Tech, only on the ACC Network. Heisman hopeful Justin Herbert and the 11th-ranked Oregon Ducks travel to Arlington to take on the 16th-ranked Auburn Tigers on Saturday night. And on Labor Day, the 9th-ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish travel to Louisville to face off against the Cardinals as the Irish and Ian Book look to return to the college football playoff. After a long winter's nap, college football's hibernation is not only over, but indeed the bear is poked. We're all chomping at the bit for week 1. I cannot wait. This slate includes several intriguing matchups. We have Bama Duke, Stanford Northwestern, Oklahoma Houston, Notre Dame Louisville, Auburn Oregon, on and on. So Marcus, I'll start with you. Which week 1 matchup most intrigues you?
It's Auburn, Oregon. And I'm sure I took what Joey and David was going to say, but let me tell you why. Because it's all about the trenches. It's all about Oregon's offensive line, who's returning a lot of experience. The big fellas up front, they're going to pride themselves on being physical. And don't forget, Mario Cristobal was in the SEC, so he knows what SEC defensive lines look like. Auburn bringing in this heralded defensive line. 3 guys that will go in the draft day 1. We will see who wins the game. There's been this Pac-12 SEC narrative that the Pac-12 is fast and the SEC is physical. Well, we're going to see who get physical week 1, and it's happening in the trenches, and I'm excited about it.
I can't tell. I can't tell the excitement there, Marcus. I tell you what, when I'm looking at this matchup too, Marcus, as much as all that comes into play, and who wins the game is the most important thing for the Pac-12. The Pac-12 national perspective or perception has been bad. And last year you saw Auburn beat a Washington team that won the Pac-12. And if the Pac-12 wants to be a legit contender, it's so important week 1 for one of their powerhouses to go and beat the SEC and get that narrative started off in the right direction. They've missed the last 2 college football playoffs. They got to win week 1. This is a huge game for them to start the Pac-12 momentum for the season.
Man, you guys almost got me talked into liking that game more, but the one I really want to watch is Oklahoma-Houston. Maybe not the national implications of Auburn-Oregon, but D'Eriq King coming back for Houston. All we've heard about is Oklahoma's defense will be better this season. They bring in Alex Grinch to coach that defense. Exactly. So I want to see it. Jalen Hurts is playing this game. So if you're looking for playmakers, you're looking for a fun atmosphere, you're looking for 2 of the most exciting players in college football. You got D'Eriq King for Houston coming back off of an injury against Jalen Hurts in the Oklahoma offense. I don't know that it gets better than this in a matchup of quarterbacks to start a season. So you guys can enjoy Auburn and Oregon. Sounds like fun. But this game for playmaking, give me Houston, Oklahoma.
Go figure. Joey goes with the playmakers.
He goes with the skill, not with the big boys in the trenches, Marcus. Come on.
Exactly.
You know that. Go ahead, Marty. You're the skill guy, too. Go ahead.
All right. Look, I'm very skilled. I appreciate that, Pollack. I got 4 years of eligibility left. I will tell you, the beauty of college football, as you guys know, is that every single week matters. So I ask you guys, Galloway, you're first. Which team do you see is starting with a must-win?
I'm going Florida
It's
State.
Oregon.
Oh, I'm going Florida State. I'm going right out the gates with Florida State. Willie Taggart, dude, it's critical for them week one. And listen, Boise State, we've seen them make magic against Giants in the past. That's way in the past. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Justin Blackmon named the starter yesterday. Like, this is an important game for them to get some momentum and steer off the negative train. Because it wasn't but a couple years ago, and it was Florida State and Clemson and everybody else in the ACC. And that train obviously has left. Florida State has to get out the gates early to start their season.
Marty, my bad. I thought you said Joey first. I almost cut off David. But, David, how are you guys going to sit there and tell me about this Auburn-Oregon game, and then you go somewhere else? This is a must-win for Oregon. We talk about the Pac-12 every single season, talk about can they get in the playoff, do they matter? This is their chance. They send out Oregon, one of the better teams in the Pac-12, to prove a point that they can compete with the big boys. Oregon has to win this game. They're on the road at Washington. They're on the road at USC. They got a tough schedule. They're on the road at Stanford. So if they lose this game, it is going to be tough for Oregon to be a team at the end of the season that we talk about unless they run the table and do it convincingly. Oregon needs to win this game.